What's up, guys? Rant Roller with another motorcycle video. I promised you guys that due to my name, definitely Rant Roller, you're gonna see more motorcycle content, more bicycle content on the channel, and ultimately we'll head in another direction. I'll probably uh, divide the channels up for you simpletons that you just want to see a person be in a certain category. I get it. It's just the way things are presented to us, to lessen the confusion and so on and so forth. Because people tend to get confused easily. All you gotta do is go through a drive-through and change your order. Once you come around to pay or add something, it might throw your food totally for a loop. But anyway, this video is about. I think I'm gonna name this video uh, "Motorcycle Bias versus Bike Life Brotherhood." Okay, and the reason for that is what I'm noticing is I grew up idolizing bikes from the beginning. It started with BMX bikes. And for most people that eventually end up riding motorcycles, they rode bicycles first, right? But there seems to be a very big shift in energy once you go from a bicycle to a motorcycle. Now you have all these subcategories. Not that they don't have them in bicycles too, but people are just not as anal about it, to me, as it seems that's like in the motorcycle world. In the motorcycle world, it seems like people are really anal about what category of biker they fit into. You're a sport bike rider, you're a cruiser rider, a Harley guy, you ride dirt bikes, you're an adventure tourer, or, a supermoto street hooligan, and there's plenty more. Whether you ride scooters, and a lot of motorcyclists don't even consider a scooter a motorcycle. So I'll get flack for that alone, even putting scooters in this category. But I have to, because worldwide, scooters outsell motorcycles. Scooters have two wheels, and they have an engine, a throttle, brakes. Most of them are automatic, but some of them you can shift. But they probably outnumber motorcycles 5-1 worldwide, scooters. But people here in America, if you're a motorcyclist, a lot of them, I'm not even going to say the majority, but I'm going to say a fair share, have no respect for scooter riders. Whereas if you go overseas to Asia, Europe, Africa, Russia, wherever, where there's not as much opportunities, people are on scooters because that's the only thing they can afford. And thus that culture is developed that way. They don't look at motorcycles like such a fantasy object like we do in this country, in America. And in Europe, I would say too. They've marketed to us this idea that the motorcycle is a freedom machine. When you want to blow off steam from your job, you tired of the politics of the world, you tired of your relationship, whatever the issue is, you get on your bike and it transports you into another place. Thus, the high prices of motorcycles in this country. And the fact that they only sell motorcycles that they can charge more for because, and you go to other countries, they sell a lot of 125s, a lot of 250s, a lot of 400s. But here, that's a beginner bike. That's like a baby bike. You start out on that. Yeah, okay, you can start on that, but eventually you're gonna work your way up to the big boy 1000. That's the arrogance we have in this country. Part of it is because we have a lot of open roads, and despite our history in America, this is a relatively new country or new continent, right? Whereas in Asia, Russia, Africa, those cultures have been established for thousands and thousands of years. But anyway, I pulled up a couple of videos here that I want to highlight that I'm going to show you guys what I mean by that versus the bike life culture of bicycles, pedal bikes, dirt bikes, you can include that in there, and quads, right? And they all ride together. The guy on the BMX ain't looking at the guy on the dirt bike. Oh, yo, turn that loud ass dirt bike off. You're not part of bike life. The guy on the dirt bike is not looking at the guy on the quad or the four wheeler like, yo, you're not on two wheels. That ain't no bike. You shouldn't even be here. No, There's none of that foolishness. They all riding together. They all face the same common enemy, which is usually the police. So they're all together. Whereas motorcycle culture, not so much. And I'm going to highlight a couple videos showing you just that. Hang on. Okay, here we give this guy a shout out. Dan Fireman. Okay, listen to what he has to say.
You've done or you've dealt with, that's perfectly fine. This is my opinion. If you guys have some good, or negative when it comes to the older school biker crowd, please write it in the comments below. And it's more like a discussion type topic, and I'd like to discuss it with you, especially in the Discord and Patreon. So join that so we can comment and talk to each other. It's like a big old chat room, and Patreon is so that we can actually talk behind the scenes. It's even better.
Let's get into more what he's saying.
I don't know. The first bullet point that I have is that I really don't identify with a lot that they do. Now, I understand that there's a lot of...
He's talking about old school bikers.
Bike groups. There's a lot of, riding clubs that do very good stuff. That, they do toy runs. They do stuff for cancer. I am all for that. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is when I go to a bike night or something, and it's just like, there's nobody wearing gear. I understand the leather and the cuts and all that stuff. I understand that, but it's like, to me, it's like it's very unsafe. And then on top of that, a lot of them make fun of the people that.
Right here, he's talking about in the motorcycle world, they call what you have squid riders, guys that don't wear gear. Usually they're cruiser riders, but I can't even say that. There's a lot of sport bike guys who ride around in shorts and t-shirts too. Usually it's just guys that don't wear gear. A lot of the guys that wear their full gear, helmet, gloves, jacket, or a full leather suit, racing suit, whatever, chaps, they look down upon the motorcyclist that doesn't wear gear because they feel that he gives motorcyclists a bad reputation, and when they and makes the accidents that they have that much more horrific, and makes people frown upon riding motorcycles that much more. That's what he's talking about, squid riding.
But do wear gear. It's like we're not really riders and stuff. So there's that divide, and I don't know if it's because it's a manlier or something that's going on from back in the day that you had to earn riding or whatever. But when I started riding 6.5, 7 years ago, it was very, very like blatant in my face that I was riding a girl's bike. I was riding a Harley Sportster. It was a 1200, but it was considered a girl's bike. I wasn't riding a bigger bike.
All right, I don't want to use too much of Dan's video here, just to highlight a couple of points. When I first started talking to guys about getting a motorcycle and riding, I'm 6'1", 250 pounds. They said to me, I said, what do you think about a 500 or 600? They said, man, listen here. You might as well start with the 1000, man. What are you going to start with a little bitty bike for, man? You too big. The 500 or 600 is a girl's bike, man. That's basically what they conveyed to me, some of the guys that were in the street on bikes, and made me feel like I was going to be a big goofy riding a 250 or something like that around. Yeah, you a big guy, man. You got to get a 1000, man, or at least a 750, 800. But here he's talking about Harley riders looking at their own Harley and saying, oh, man, you on an 883 Sportster? That's a girl's bike. This is the nonsense that goes on amongst motorcyclists, right? Now, that's just one example. Here's another one. Okay, here he goes into, Shade Tree Surgeon here goes into why he doesn't wave at other bikers, the peace sign.
That just makes you a dude who had enough money to afford a motorcycle. Lots of people with enough money to afford motorcycles are fucking assholes. So guess what? I don't owe you shit, man. I don't owe you a wave. I don't owe you friendship. I don't owe you brotherhood. The people I call brother, the people I have riding beside me and riding behind me right now, I trust those people with my life. Some random ass stranger on the middle of the road who the only thing I know about him is he has enough dollars to rub together that he can afford to buy a motorcycle. What? I'm gonna wave to him and invite him into my brotherhood? Fuck no, you got another thing coming.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Guys, this is what I'm talking about. You know, I have another, I can highlight another one here. Wait a second here. Wait 1 minute. And this is, hold on. This is one of the first motor vloggers I started watching, a guy named Knight Rider, who had a video how to start motorcycle riding on a Hayabusa, or how a new rider can start on a Hayabusa or a 1000cc bike. So then I started watching his videos. He hasn't been as active, or maybe he's under a different channel name, Knight Rider, but you know, he was known for high top speed runs on his Hayabusa on the Houston, Texas freeways with his other riding buddies. You know, mostly sport bikes, and you know, they would race each other in a straight line down the highway, and he'd film it and everything like that. Cool channel. He talks about here why sport bike riders are idiots and cruiser riders are boring. And I'm gonna play a little snippet here.
And the different riders of these bikes. For one, a huge reason is these different bikes encourage you to do different things. And that's what kind of makes the different riders. Like, this bike is not as aggressively fast or handle as well, nowhere near as well.
Sorry guys, my
Not as
hand is
light as a
shaking.
sport bike. And so it doesn't encourage you to ride it aggressively, because it'd be dangerous if you did, and extremely difficult. I'm not saying it can't be done, but it's extremely difficult. It'd be like trying to hit corners with a minivan. It's not meant for that, not designed for that, and it's not where that bike shines. This bike shines. Where this bike shines is cruising, sitting back, relaxing on the freeway for a long time.
Now, I have to give credit to Knight Rider because he rides sport bikes and cruisers, and he has affinity for both. He owns a Suzuki, what's that? The Boulevard, you know, the big Suzuki 1300 power cruiser. He bought that, and he likes both. He rides out. Of course, his preference is probably towards sport bikes, but he's a bigger guy, somewhere around 6'3", over 200 something pounds, and he wanted to stretch his legs out and experience riding cruisers. Right now, he's a little different. Okay, now I want to go and highlight the pedal bike life culture that also includes dirt bikes and quads. I want you to see the difference in energy.
That's a bad joke.
This is One Way Corey out of Philadelphia.
What's up, bro? What up, Jet? What's good? Hey, what up, Jet? Okay,
You
Jet.
see Spanish people, you see black people, you see white people here.
Get your money up, not your funny up. Alright, y'all, I just think I fixed the autofocus on this show, because this show... bro, I need some bliss stacks. My shit feel ashy as... It feel ashy as split. We just came back to the... God. Yeah, crybaby Psy out here. Oh.
20 times.
Oh my God, ain't no...
Here's another bicyclist helping out another bicyclist with a flat. One black, one white. Same brotherhood. Bike life. This is why I will never, no matter how many motorcycles I get, I will never give up a pedal bike. I will never give up a pedal bike because you retain some of your childlike tendencies when you ride bicycles.
Hey, Ray, is it
You're not doing that. You're not gonna
But you guys can look up any bike life video. This one particularly is the MLK ride out, where a lot of these guys went down to Miami from different states and met up. Now, let me put this down because the coffee that I had, I was really tired, man, after yesterday. And the coffee I had Got my fingers shaking a little bit. I stopped drinking coffees, but I needed a boost this morning. So anyway, man, the pedal bike life culture is a united one, where it seems like the motorcycle culture is chopped up in all these different categories and people have all these different biases. Now me, I'm gonna do both, right? I'm gonna ride motorcycles and I'm gonna ride bicycles equally. And I'll meet great people in both categories. And I'll meet a lot of people that are in both categories like myself that don't buy into the foolishness of the motorcycle culture, you know, sport bike guy versus Harley guy versus dirt bike hooligan supermoto guy versus adventure touring guy, all motorcycle guys versus scooter guys, and moped guys. Oh my God! One thing about us human beings, we find a way to chop each other up and categorize each other, and always find a reason to separate ourselves. And my final point in this video is going to be this. I noticed most of the motorcycle guys that have all these biases and categories and who they going to give the peace sign to and who they not going to give it to, these are all older people in their 30s and 40s, 50s, and 60s. The pedal bike life culture is young kids to to young adults. Kids anywhere from 8 years old up to 22, 23, 24, 25. And a lot of the pedal bike life guys are in their 30s and 40s too. Okay, and they don't give off the same energy. They don't give off the same biases. They don't give off the same nonsense. And maybe it's part of the younger generation saying, screw you older guys, man. You guys fight over every damn thing. We just want to ride. That's it. We just want to pop our wheelies, get together, swerve, ride around, do our BMX tricks, and help each other, man. That's it. Support each other. And meet up and ride again. But you motorcycle guys, man, and I'm one of them, but you motorcycle guys, man, you guys got too many biases, too much discrimination amongst each other, and you guys are just uptight in general. Why be on a motorcycle and be uptight at the same time? I thought it was supposed to be your freedom machine. But for a lot of you guys, it puts you right back in the same box you might have been before. Because once you get on your freedom machine, you start boxing yourself into a category. So where's the freedom of that? Anyway, you guys short attention span TikTok watchers. I'm not going to let this video run too long, all right? Rant roller out. I'll see y'all on the next one. If you're on two wheels, you're on two wheels, man. Whether you got a motor or not, man. Stop being so uptight and just enjoy yourself, all right? Rant roller out.